It's all led up to this. Today we get the body down. So we're gonna go see about getting that body down. We know that Measurehead can help us, but I was also thinking that maybe now that we have bested Measurehead, it's possible that the scab leader might be willing to help us. So we're gonna check with him first. We don't want to be beholden to Measurehead.
Went native on the chief, huh? Those ballerina antics were reckless. Should have just punched him in the throat again.
I disagree. The Disco Inferno move was the right move. Thank you very much.
Wrong. You did the right thing with Measurehead. The ballerina antics won you the fight.
I agree, physical instrument.
Let's talk about our right to work.
No. How about you help me get in?
We were promised work. We'd be in there, working, if the bastards hadn't shut the gates.
And you are unable to breach the entrance?
Main gate's locked. Would take heavy ordnance to bust it open. Could try to get in through the secretary's office. Door's locked. The guard's blocking the way to the access panel.
Well, we just got access.
And I don't mean the scrawny mess punk either. I mean head measurer. Or whatever he is.
Wait, you can't get by Measurehead, but I got by Measurehead. I kicked him in the face.
Yeah. I saw your ballerina moves up there. In a real fight, these acrobatics will get you killed faster than a bullet.
So, what? I still managed to get past him and get access to the office.
You caught him off guard. That only happens once. Now he's alert, standing on a narrow bridge, and my men are tired and hungry.
I think you're making excuses, dude.
It would be better for the neighborhood if you went home, at least for now. If you can't get in anyway.
I agree, Kim. These guys should go.
No! They will give up eventually. Or get drunk. Leave the button unguarded. Then we charge.
Alright, whatever. I'm just gonna leave. This guy couldn't help us anyway. Let's go talk to Measurehead. That was somewhat disappointing.
Do not presume this has drastically altered our race dynamic.
I knocked you out like a god of martial arts, Measurehead.
True. I said nothing about our personal dynamic. That has altered. A little.
Okay, yeah, you can try to look strong, but I housed you. Everett told you to help us get the body down from the tree.
So it was. You bested me in race combat to reach my superior, then had him give me an order. I salute your cunning, enemy. I will go and remove the body from the tree with my bare hands.
Oh, you're so butch.
You're so noble, Measurehead.
There's a but.
You're a butt.
But while I am gone, someone must stand guard on the bridge. That someone needs to be you. Both of
Yes,
you.
I don't like that idea very much. Let's see what Kim thinks. Lieutenant, what if we don't want to do that?
This is the uncomfortable result of not taking it on ourselves. I can live with a compromise.
Well, how were we supposed to take it down ourselves? Alright, whatever. Let's do it.
Listen to your little friend. He is wise in his childlike way. His mysterious race may yet prove fierce competition to my heroic haplogroup.
Okay then, we'll wait here while Measurehead goes.
Babe, see that they stay here the whole time.
Nobody mess with me and my crowbar. And knock you over the head with my bag of trash. There he goes. There's Measurehead. Alright, what's happening here?
The woman's gaze follows Measurehead as he leaves.
Oh look, she's smoking. I wonder if she can give us a cigarette.
So, you guys are like cops or something?
Yeah, we're like cops or something. Why are you with Measurehead?
Look at him. His craniometric perfection. Are you cops or what?
Yes, we're the law around here.
Cool. I like men with guns and power. I'm Katya, by the way.
Hi, Katya. I'm Officer Superstar. Potentially also Harry Dubois.
You hear that? That sound. He's breaking something.
Yeah, maybe he's breaking the tree.
Yeah, Jean-Luc must be really tearing it up over there. I wish I could see it.
I also wish I could see what he's doing.
Look at you! RCM rent-a-cops! Guarding that bridge like Everett's lapdogs! Is this where it's at now? The RCM is for sale!
You wouldn't help us.
And who are you? What is your business here? Why are your clothes 4 sizes too small for you?
Kim is shit-talking that guy, which is nice. That's none of your business.
A shrill laughter interrupts you, echoing across Martinez. It's Kuno. Then the man turns to look behind him at the behemoth appearing around the corner, approaching him, walking past him.
Is he dirty now? Or was he always that dark? I don't think he was always that dark. Getting the body down was updated.
The corpse has been removed from the tree. Stand down and congratulate yourself. You have sided with Ray's victory today.
I don't think so. There has been no side choosing. We did what we had to do to keep order, you prick.
And what you had to do was to become a Union man for all to see.
Sure, Measurehead, sure. Everybody's got an agenda. Okay, we're gonna go over to the yard where the body was hanging. This would be an opportune time as we walk a little bit for you to maybe like the video, perhaps subscribe to the channel, hit that bell. You know, that way you know when there's new videos on the channel, when the Ballad of Officer Superstar continues. Oh, okay, the body's right there. There's nothing else new to see. I just hit tab. Let's talk to Kuno first. Kuno's little shit show.
You missed a good show before. A Kipt came by and completely fucked the tree to pieces.
I bet kipped is a derogatory term.
He fucked the tree up! Fucked it good! It was porno!
Okay. Not my definition of porno, but that's okay.
You need to act decisively. It's Kuno. Use Kuno words.
What is Rhetoric telling us to do here? I guess Rhetoric is telling us to come down on him and try to discipline him again? Well, we're not going to do this by using another derogatory term. Alright, how about stop using the K word? It belongs in the past.
Can't tell Kuno what words to use? Fucking Kipt.
What is this, a word museum? You want to belong to Museum Kuno with the old people?
Fuck you. Kuno says Kipt if he wants to. Kuno's dad says Kipt all the time. Kipt's a cool word.
Is it though?
Kipt, kipt, kippity, kipsy,
Oh
kipt.
god.
Kippity, kipt, kip, kip, kip.
Jesus Christ. This is exactly the sort of thing I would have done when I was young.
It's like a little engine has come alive on the other side of the fence. An engine that only says Kipt.
Kipt. Alright, shut it down, see. The cunt has business to do.
Well, we can't do anything better on this empathy check. Let's see if there's anything new on the body.
The fuck about it?
Oh, here we go. Where's the rest of his armor?
Kuno doesn't give a shit about the armor.
How come?
Kuno's fuck gimp's got one big thing wrong with him. He's a fucking mutant.
A mutant?
Look at him. Fucking growth hormone shit. He's a giant. The armor's too big for any man.
Oh, I hadn't considered that.
Kuno doesn't give a shit about that freak armor. Kuno threw that shit away.
You threw it away? You had it?
Oh, come on. He's just pretending that he doesn't care because he's too small for the armor.
Yeah, we're not going to call him out on that. We're going to say, what do you mean you threw it away?
Kuno tried to get the helmet on. It was too big. Kuno kicked that shit in the sea, rugby style.
Oh,
that
no.
shit means nothing to Kuno.
Oh no, maybe we won't be able to get it. You threw it in the sea?
Yeah, that shit means nothing to Kuno. Kuno doesn't give a shit about material shit. Kuno's a fucking monk.
Yeah, every monk I've ever met snorts coke and says fuck a lot. Yeah, that's right. And kipped over and over and over. Every monk.
You wanna fuck on someone about that armor? Go fuck the mustached union fuck. The jolly troubadour shit at the gate.
Jesus Christ. What do you mean troubadour?
Yeah, cock and boot. You know that jolly union cow fucker? Came around talking about cows or some shit? Came around pretending like he cares about cows.
I can't stop laughing. Kuno, you're ridiculous.
Yes, you met him at the gates. The one with the boots and the jolly smile.
You mean Manana?
Yeah, he's the one you want to talk to. He's fucking crazy about that armor shit. Coming here pretending like he likes cows. Trying to catch a peep at Kuno's armor.
Okay.
Curious, my liege. Why did Kuno feed you this information?
And you're just telling me this out of the kindness of your heart, Kuno?
Yeah, Kuno's doing charity today. Kuno Day. Kuno feels sorry for you two loser pigs. Kuno's doing pity now.
Nice. It's International Kuno Day today.
Still, seems suspicious. He may have it in for that guy. Or you may be paranoid. That is also a possibility, sir.
We're not paranoid. Kuno has it in for everyone. There are contusions all over his body. Did you do that, Kuno?
Fuck are you talking about? What is this contusion shit?
He says you're stupid, Kuno. They want to make you stupid again.
No. A contusion is a bruise. I'm talking about the marks or stones left on the corpse.
Oh, did Kuno make your shit sniffing harder? Obstruction of shit sniffing? This is Kuno's kingdom. Kuno fucking rules here.
Right. It's the kingdom of the Kuno monks.
You hear the lieutenant hum.
All right, more on this later. Right. Now, let's talk about something else.
You're testing Kuno's patience here.
You're testing my patience, you little prick.
Get lost,
All right, we're off.
Kuno doesn't fucking care.
Yeah, I know you don't care. You tell me that every time. Let's check the body. Here we go.
The corpse lies on the ground among the remains of an absolutely demolished pinewood branch. It's gently laid on one side.
Well, it's down.
Mr. Measurehead has done a good job. Nothing is too broken or compromised. The victim is ready for a field autopsy.
Okay, we just leveled up because we got 70 experience, so we have another skill point to spend. Now that we have another skill point, I think it's time to open another thought slot, or another slot in our thought cabinet for this Jamais Vu Derealization thought, because it's pretty clear from what it says here and from what we were told by our internal voices that we must complete it. So we might as well get started now. There's no negative during the research time, which is 3 hours and 25 minutes. So let's put it up here. Let's unlock this. We're going to use our skill point on that. I hope that's not a mistake. And now we're going to internalize this. Okay, here we go. Let's reread this. Mr. Measurehead has done a good job. The lieutenant nods approvingly. Nothing is too broken or compromised. The victim is ready for a field autopsy. A field autopsy, we ask?
Yes. 1. Investigation of the scene. 2. Initial examination of the victim. 3. Field autopsy. 4. Transportation of the body to the morgue. We are on number 3.
Okay, thank you for that bit of exposition, Kim.
The RCM's 4-phase murder scene processing manual.
The fuck are they on about?
Cop's gonna cut his shit up.
Don't we have someone else for this? A doctor? You know, like a coroner or something?
No, you and I are detectives. The honorary rank of detective signifies our ability to handle the entire incident chain. From autopsy to cleanup to social work. Everything.
Wait a second. Honorary rank of detective?
An honor and a burden attached to your rank once you've proven yourself able. Usually after 5 to 8 years of field work. Mine is lieutenant detective.
Oh, well, ours is almost certainly that because we've got like 20 years worth of field work. We previously had a very good record, so let's do it. Yes, I feel like a detective.
You are. Your station would not have assigned you on this case if you weren't. Now,
The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
First, what exactly is a field autopsy?
come on, officer. You know what a field autopsy is. You've done 100 of them.
It's true, we probably have.
What you do know is, at 18.9 kilometers, the dormant shield volcano, Corpus Mundi, is the world's highest summit, and the failure of the 38 single, Et puis descend, to crack the top 20 was the death knell of disco. But what a field autopsy is, you have no idea.
I think we should say to Encyclopedia, why don't you know? What use are you?
You must have me confused with the Copperpedia.
Who's the Copperpedia? I think I need to talk to him.
You, sir, you are the Copperpedia.
Crap, we're the Copperpedia? Fine. Do you have another pair of gloves?
Unfortunately, no.
This, okay, I'll take it like a man, seems so the antithesis of who this guy is. I mean, I think he might do it barehanded if he needed to, but this kind of machismo thing, I don't see it. I need a pair then. Can we return to this shortly? We have glove hunting to do.
Let's not go glove hunting, please. Let's use division of labor. I perform the anatomical side, while you take notes.
Ah! Kim saved our butts, or our hands, I guess. We just fill this in, right? We show him the red field autopsy form in our ledger.
That's right.
Okay, we're going to ignore the boots for a second. Open your ledger at the field autopsy form.
The dead man stares in silence as you crack open the ledger. The bright red paper is covered in boxes and lists, describing the condition of his skin and organs in 3 parts. Above those, an 11-field info form needs filling out first. It begins with,
Oh my gosh, we can pause the autopsy. How annoying to Kim that would be. Let's jump ahead to the 3-part summary. We don't need the assistant.
No.
Oh.
Let's fill out the info form first.
Kim. Okay, 1, assistant.
That's you.
Only the first question, and I already I don't know the answer. Leave it empty.
the corpse lies there, indifferent to your retrograde amnesia. The next box says,
2, coroner's case number.
KK57-0803.0815.
Okay, thank you, Kim. Hey, those are his initials and his precinct. Wait a second, why is he getting the credit?
KK equals Kim Kitsuragi. 57 equals Precinct 57, followed by his date, 0803, and time of arrival, 0815, on the scene. He's indexed the case after himself, not you.
I don't like that. We're more than just an assistant here.
That's because he doesn't want to bring up the messy question of your initials.
Shouldn't we file the coroner's case under me? Technically, I arrived at the scene before you.
And what would that make the alphanumeric?
HD dot something 3 days ago, something at some time we can only guess at. I have no idea.
I do. KK57-0503-0815.
Oh, he knows what day we arrived. Yeah, 3 days ago. Or 3 days before him. And he's guessing at the time, I guess.
Next,
Name.
NA. Next,
Date of birth.
NA.
Age.
Roughly 50.
Try 40. The damage is so extensive, it's better to err on the young side.
I'm going to write approximately 42.
He nods.
Race.
Mondial.
Fair to olive-skinned, from the Isola of Mwindi. This is as vague as it gets. You might as well say whitish.
Okay, we'll write down whitish, I guess.
The pudgy mess of curdled meat looks neither mondial nor anything other.
Okay, well, so we don't know. Why didn't we just say NA? Or unknown. Sex.
Fucky!
Kuno essay.
Male.
Yes.
Pigs can have sex.
We can write fucky, male, or pig's gonna have sex. No. Male.
Nor does he look male, with his pregnant belly and indistinguishable face.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's gonna look all that specifically gendered after a week of hanging from a tree. Date of death?
We're still going with March 4th. 51.
Right, 040351.
What else? 9. Body identified by is non-applicable. 10. Case number is the same as the coroner's case.
Okay, thank you, Kim.
KK 57 0503 0815 listens, motionless, with the cargo belt still around his neck. Only one box remains.
Evidence of treatment.
None. At least not after the initial examination.
I'm not so sure. Didn't the footprints look like he was carried over?
They'd have to have incapacitated and carried him over. This man was more than a match for untrained dogwalkers.
Your central nervous system recognizes this gesture. It's the stations of the breath. Ecclesiastic, religious in nature, a holdout from pre-DeLorean burial rites. It takes him 2 seconds to perform. Then,
Composure is responding to this description that Kim places his hand on the dead man's chest as if in preparation.
We should start the post-mortem.
Let's turn the page.
The corpse cannot feel Kim's hand on his chest. It no longer meaningfully interacts with its surroundings. A thicket of boxes and lists on red copier paper tries to answer why.
Well, let's start with external examination summary.
Clothes. The deceased wears armored boots and white briefs. The make of the briefs is Babrodine, I think. Let's see.
Kim turns the body onto its side to check the underwear label.
See, it's happening.
Oh, shut up, Kuno.
Babrodine, yes. Inexpensive. Size M. Color white.
Okay, that's clearly important for the report.
The disappointment is palpable. The red-haired thing was expecting something more lurid.
Write it down.
The boots are ceramic, vitreous enamel. They are fused to his skin from blood flowing downward post-mortem. Removal of the boots is left for processing.
Unless we can sneakily do it ourselves.
It would be clever of you to omit the boots altogether, sire. If you are to keep them for yourself, as you ought to, you have deserved them more than anyone else.
When am I going to get the boots?
Patience. After the autopsy, before the body is taken away, there will be a window of opportunity. After the lieutenant has gone to sleep. I hope this has helped you, my liege.
I think it has. Let's omit the boots.
The boot has a serial number. It's E50.100.100. The lines between the plates are in the shape of the alphanumerical. The number is purposefully concealed by the design.
And well, we have no choice but to write it down, but I think that provides evidence of the boot. So I'm not sure why we would do that.
Tattoos. The upper torso is covered in a single, continuous tattoo, resembling a map of the night sky. It reaches from the right shoulder to the heart. The ink is blue and white.
Yeah, we looked at it before. You can actually see some of it right here on the body.
The assistant has a color photograph of the markings, to be added to the case files as document A1. The photo is taken on the scene, using a Trigat Mini.
I feel like this would be more fun if we were doing it instead of Kim. Write it down.
The deceased has a belt for airlifting cargo around his neck, tied with a hangman's knot. Color yellow. Length 3 meters. There is a buckle on the other end.
And we will write that down.
Well nourished, athletically built, measuring 1.8 meters. Generally consistent with age 42. Preservation is good. Ambient temperature below freezing.
Oh, I brought that up in one of the early episodes. Let's write it down.
Body hair is light brown. Distribution is consistent with the age. The deceased had male pattern baldness. Hair is combed back, short.
Touch the corpse's hair before moving on.
His hair feels wet, soaked with rain, cold to touch. Not that different from a living person after a swim.
Well, we can stroke his hair. We can stroke his hair gently like a serial killer. Or we can just write it down. Short, light brown, male pattern baldness. I think we should just write it down.
Lividity is consistent with hanging, albeit faint, as noted. The head is congested. Contusions are present on the head, chest, and thighs, consistent with stones thrown post-mortem. Low velocity.
Ah, Kim just subtly insulted Kuno's throwing arm. Low velocity.
Fucking low velocity. You think Kuno doesn't know what you're talking about? Velocity was fucking max.
Apparently Kuno caught it. It wasn't that subtle.
Talking shit about Kuno's velocity.
Shut up, Kuno.
In addition, there are bite marks on the face, scalp, and chest, consistent with predation.
We can write it down, but it meant for high velocity. What? No. We're going to write that down.
Ligature mark.
The lieutenant produces a small folding knife. With the other hand pulling on the belt, he starts cutting into the polyester. The stench is horrid. After a while, it's obvious the material cannot be cut. Yeah, why would he think that a small knife would do that? That's ridiculous. Let's continue.
The steel wiring. There's too much of it. We need to remove the belt so we can get to the ligature mark.
Okay. Maybe we could use our chain cutters.
You got just the right tool for that. The chain cutters.
Oh yeah, I'm prepared. Pet the chain cutters.
The hanged man lets out a joyous little bubble of rot from his nose.
Good thing we got these chain cutters, huh, Kim?
Always good to think ahead. Now,
He points to the rope squeezing the dead man's neck.
We need to cut the belt to see the ligature mark below. Carefully, with as much precision as you can.
Okay, Kim. Getting bossy now, huh?
See, my pig is gonna fuck his head off.
No, he ain't. Your pig's a boring fuck.
Let's look for a good spot to cut.
The belt is equally tight around the whole circumference of his neck, swelling over the edges like white bread rising from the yeast.
Okay, we have a 58% chance to cut the belt off, and it's a red check. Cross your fingers, everyone.
You jam the
we
cutters right
failed.
under the knot. That seems like a smart idea. Yeah, somewhere there. Already they're buried deep in the man's flesh. Then you rotate them to get a better hold. Then
We got a 4. Let's rotate some more.
a really, really bad smell is coming from there now. And some kind of cracking sound.
Enough. Cut some.
Yeah, fuck him. Fuck that faggoty. Corpse fucking time.
Told you my pig was hardcore.
I should have a go first. I think I have a strategy.
He steps in and takes the chain cutters from you. This is so frustrating. Fine, let him work.
He sinks the cutters into the knot, preparing to perform the cuts, with his elbow to his knee for precision.
That was really frustrating.
Yes, that's much better form than you had.
Yes, thank you, physical instrument.
Snap. The knot is slashed. Another cut and the belt falls apart like a flower bouquet, revealing the dead man's neck and the dark red ligature mark around it.
Here.
He hands you the chain cutters back and then kneels closer to the body, running his finger along the dark red groove until he comes to a gap. Ooh, a gap.
The rope rises to a point, leaving a gap in the ligature mark. The suspension point is in the back of the neck, on the nape.
Okay, I'm not sure what to make of that.
As it ought to. This is where its grip on the curdled meat is gentlest, pulling up.
That's disgusting.
Hemorrhaging is observed on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. The mark is well pronounced, consistent with a drop from 1 or 1.5 meters. Chest is intact, normal contour. Abdomen is protuberant, pelvis intact, genitalia.
He pulls down the man's underpants.
No, it's gonna happen. See.
Oh, jeez.
I fucking knew it.
Yeah, these guys, these kids they are so nasty.
Genitalia is male and unremarkable. No evidence of injury.
I think we need to inspect those genitals to confirm Kim's findings.
The dead man's penis is average-sized, congested from the downward collection of blood. The testicles are uneven in length, hanging underneath. The genitalia is greenish. Marbling is present around the crotch.
As a public service announcement, I just want to offer that if you're watching this video and you happen to have greenish genitalia, you should stop watching this video as much as I need the views, and perhaps go seek medical assistance. Write it down and move on.
Back is symmetrical and intact. Upper and lower extremities are intact, but asymmetrical. There are combat injuries on the right hand, thigh, and hip.
Okay, that's not surprising since we knew he was military or ex-military.
Bullets have bitten little pieces out of him. It must have been excruciating, especially the hip. Before you is a temple of pain that knew little tenderness in life.
Yeah, well, and the behavior that the Hardy Boys described showed that he gave as good as he got.
In addition, I see smaller, residual scars, too numerous to count, covering about 30% of his skin.
Wow. He's 30% scar tissue on his skin? That's terrible.
From wounds sustained over 2, maybe more decades, dispersal and accumulation indicates long and active combat duty.
Wow.
Last item, hands.
He takes the man's right hand in his, inspects it, then moves on to the other hand. Let's pick up the hand.
The hand is surprisingly heavy to lift, filled with decay liquids. Feels as though it could explode if squeezed harder. You're suddenly repulsed, so much so you feel compelled to drop
Oh,
it.
I hope it doesn't explode.
Hands are clean. No sign of injury from struggling.
Were we expecting any?
I was. Maybe I'm just not seeing them. Honestly, this stench is making it hard for me to think at the moment.
Yeah, I can understand that. Write it down.
Ooh. That's all for the external. Well done. What next?
All right, let's do the internal examination.
Central nervous system. I have nothing. Do you have anything on this man's central nervous system?
I'm not sure how we would, but let's see.
Of course, there is a moral to be drawn from it. A moral to this story.
If I may add the moral of this story,
What would that be?
he looks at us inquisitively.
The dead man looks, too, with barely contained excitement to hear the moral of his story.
Okay, what are we going to come up with here? The brain is very vulnerable to compromises in its blood supply.
I think that may well be the moral of every story, officer.
That might be true. I'll write down NA.
Good. Musculoskeletal. Purge fluid is coming from the mouth. Not injury related. Eyes and tongue protuberant. Hyoid bone. Let's see.
With his eyes almost closed, the lieutenant puts his hand on the dead man's throat and begins to massage it, gently. A rotting smell erupts from the mouth. Purge fluid runs down his lips, black and viscous.
Man, that's nasty. Nasty.
Yeah, jack that fucker off!
Oh, Kuno Essay, you are so gross.
The hyoid bone is fractured. The rest of the musculoskeletal system is intact. Unremarkable.
Write it down.
Respiratory system. Oral cavity shows no lesions. The victim has received dental implants, possibly after a combat wound. Mouth swollen. Hemorrhaging present in mucosa of the lips and mouth.
Let's look inside the dead man's mouth.
No scream, no sigh of relief rises from the darkness inside. It's humid there. Sickly sweet air, unlike anything living. You feel like you're about to throw up again, straight in that mouth of his.
Everything about this is disgusting. The description is really brilliantly done, though.
No, you don't. You can keep it in. You can keep anything in.
All right, pain threshold. Thank you. Let's look deeper inside that mouth, then.
You manage to suppress the contractions trying to enter your stomach. All it takes is concentration. Through it, you see nothing but darkness. More meat and darkness. Mute silence as always.
I don't know what to make of this. Whatever, let's continue.
Hemorrhaging present in mucus.
Okay, let's write it down.
Hepatobiliary. NA.
Why, don't we have anything?
Ah. Are you a hepatobiliary expert?
Hepato means liver, and biliary, the gallbladder and bile ducts.
Am I an expert in those things?
Nothing in your alcohol-soaked memory directs to having forensic expertise on either one.
I don't think so. I don't think we are an expert.
Neither am I.
And that's it?
That's it.
All right, fine, Kim. Jeez, let's write NA.
Same for toxicology and serology. NA.
Look, if we're responsible for examining the body, we should know how to do a toxicology and serology scan. Let's check both.
Unless you have untapped reservoirs of knowledge there.
I mean, isn't it our job to have that?
Reservoirs? No, but do they take obscure trivia and odd tidbits?
The completionist in me wonders if there's something we could still do.
Like a toxicology screening? At this stage, I doubt processing will find anything, even if he was brimming with cocaine. But still, you should add a request.
Yeah, that was my whole intention. Jeez.
Brimming with cocaine.
Electrochemistry. Write NA and add toxicology requested.
Cardiovascular. The body exhibits heavy lividity. Blood has gathered in the hands, feet, and neck. Hypostasis is visually consistent with the hanging.
Yeah, write it down.
Gastrointestinal.
He breathes a sigh of approaching relief. This is the last field on the list. He looks around, to the ground. The pool of feces there.
This will do.
Oh, nasty, nasty.
Digested semi-solid food in stomach. Voila.
Let's write it down and omit the voila.
What's next on the list?
Description of injuries summary.
Let's see. We have bite marks, contusions on the head and chest, and a ligature mark encircling the neck. You'll need 3 fields. Leave a 4th one too.
What's the 4th injury field for?
Nothing. Just in case.
All right, fair enough. Let's talk about the bite marks.
Head, chest, and scalp bite mark injuries. Predation by birds has caused damage to the body. Odontologist does not need to be consulted. And your opinion, officer?
Non-fatal post-mortem.
Agreed. Next injury?
Contusions.
So, the scalp bleeds from a post-mortem head injury, a stone. The injury does not have the rim of an early inflammatory response. The perpetrator on the scene has confessed to causing it post-mortem.
At maximum velocity, fucko!
Right, at maximum velocity, Kuno.
Has confessed to causing it at maximum velocity.
Let's write that down.
Coagulated blood sticks to his scalp and chest, where the countless stones have hit the dead man. Beneath, the description of injury. 2 boxes.
Non-fatal post-mortem.
Right. Next.
Ligature mark. Wait a minute. What about the injuries we have inflicted?
Oh, so we inflicted them?
Okay, I have inflicted.
Okay, so there's an incision on the thorax from a chain cutter. I wouldn't mention it. Better not to muddy the waters.
I agree. The waters are muddy enough.
See? These pigs are fucking corrupt.
Why don't you fuck 'em if you love 'em so much?
Ow, Kuno SA.
Now, injuries.
That's enough autopsying for today, I think. Come back next time when we finish the autopsy and possibly have another conversation with a dead body. Please remember to give the video a thumbs up if you like what I'm doing. Also, make sure to spay or neuter your pets, but not both.